Okay, so this is the significance of the first four Buddhist council. Now, there were major two sects of the Buddhism. Okay, one is Mahayana and the second is Hinayana. Okay, now the Hinayana was one of the oldest. Okay, two sects. First is Hinayana and the second is Mahayana. Now, what is Hinayana? Hinayana was being followed during when Buddha was alive and also after the demisal of the Gautam Buddha. Okay, now the Mahayana was being followed after the first Buddhist council. Okay, now what happened that what were the causes behind the emergence of Mahayana? Okay, so when you will see that the Buddha is being worshipped through any ideal or the image, okay, through any idol or the image, you will find that this kind of worshipping is known as the Mahayana sect. Okay, so there were two sects. Okay, so the Hinayana, okay, also known as the monastic order, okay, which who followed the monastic order, that is the single sutra. Okay, single sutra. Okay, now in this monastic order they followed two sects, the Sthaviravadins and the Mahasanghikas. So Mahasanghikas were the relaxed people and the Sthaviravadins were the strict sects who followed each and every rule up till the end of the life. Okay, so these were Hinayana people, and the Mahayana people, okay, or the Mahayana Buddhism flourished after the fourth Buddhist council. Okay, so here the fourth Buddhist council, okay, which was held during the Kanishka period, okay, here the ideal worshipping started. Okay, and the third kind of or the minor kind of sects is Vajrayana sect. So this Vajrayana sect is completely tantric in nature. This kind of sect is being found in basically in the Tibet region or the Nepal region. So you will find many of the tantras and mantras that are being still followed in the name of Buddhism. Okay, so this is the third sect which got evolved after the fourth Buddhist council or even more after that. Okay, and the core teachings of the Buddha. Now, what were the core teaching? The Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. Those remain the same in overall all the three sects or majorly the two sects, Hinayana and Mahayana. Okay, so here you will find that in the Hinayana that it followed the Theravada. Okay, the Theravada. Now, what is the Theravada or Theravada? Okay, it is the teaching. It is the teaching of the elders to the new generations. Okay, how you need to look towards our life, how you need to follow, how you need to make each decision of the life. Okay, so this Theravada knowledge was considered as the premium kind of knowledge during this time. Okay, now in the same Hinayana text, you will see that it was the Pali literature that was being used, and this literature was written on the wooden papers. Okay, the remains of the wood was being used to manufacture these pages, and these pages were nothing but the canons. Okay, so we call them as a Pali canons. Okay, so this Pali canons talked about the liberation from the suffering. Okay, that is the Eightfold Path. Okay, now after this Ashoka, okay, was also a contemporary of the Theravada school. Okay, and that is why you will see that Ashoka will try to expand or give the exposure to the Buddhism by sending his daughter and son to different countries. Okay, and there were the subsects of the Hinayana. So the first subsect is Sarvastivada. Okay, and the Sarvastivada got explored at the northwestern and the Central Asian region, especially the present region above the Afghanistan or the Central Asian region, okay, where we today find out the Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, okay, and after that the China part also. Okay, so this Sarvastivada got elaborated over here. Okay, after that the next subsect was the Sthaviravada, which got flourished at the South India and the Sri Lanka, and Vibhajavada, it was considered as the modern Theravada, that is the teaching of the elders to the new generation. Okay, so majorly we'll see that the Saraswativada and the Sthaviravada got much more prominence in the Hinayana sect. Now let's talk about the Mahayana sect. Now when we talk about the Mahayana sect evolved after the first Buddhist council, but it got to be followed only after the fourth Buddhist council. Now after the first Buddhist council, there were debates being going on, like how we need to follow the Buddhism, how we need to flourish Buddhism to other generations and to other regions also. So there should be one medium of communication, there should be one medium of representing our religion, and that is why as a representation they use the image and the idols of the Buddha, and from there we'll see that there is an emergence of Mahayana. So Harshavardhana, okay, Harshavardhana is seen as a contemporary of the Mahayana Buddhism. If we compare it with the Hinayana, then during Hinayana we can say yes, Ashoka was the contemporary of Hinayana. But when we talk about the Mahayana, we need to assure that Harshavardhana was the contemporary of Mahayana. And we'll see that if we are talking about the Harshavardhana, we would be living in such a society where the religions were at its peak. Okay, so we'll see that the Sanskrit is quite in dominance, so the text and the literature related to the Buddhism would be written in the Sanskrit language only. But in the Hinayana, we'll see that the texts were written in the Pali language. Okay, now the subsects are the Madhyamaka, okay, that is the middle position, Madhyamarga, okay, and the Shunyavada. Okay, now the Shunyavada was systemized by the Nagarjuna. Okay, it was not being preached by the Buddha itself, but it was being evolved and followed by the Nagarjuna. So you will see that whatever principles and the theories Buddha would be establishing during his lifetime, they would be getting evolved, they would be getting further to the next generation, and in fact next generation would be also innovating in their own ways. And that is why you will see that there is much more development also in the Buddhist literature and the religion, although you will find that after the Gupta period or during the post-Gupta period somewhere, you will find that due to the foreign invasions, okay, you will find that all this canon, okay, Pali canons or the Sanskrit canons would be getting burned by the invaders. So we have very minimal resources in India presently. Okay, so these are some of the disadvantages or the challenges that Indian religion system faced. Okay, now after this, the Vajrayana, that is the third sect of the Buddhism. Okay, now it is the usage of the mantras, rituals, okay, and the tantras. Now it is being followed in the Tibet, Bhutan and northern parts of Nepal and Mongolia. So you will see that much more of the rituals are being even today found in these regions. If you visit any nearby Himalayan state, especially the neighboring states of Nepal, the neighboring states of Bhutan and Tibet, you will see that in India still these tantric practices are being followed or being implemented under the name of Buddhism. Okay, so this was it, okay, regarding Buddhism. Okay, and in the next lecture we will see about the Jainism, how Jainism evolved during the contemporary period of the Magad Empire. Okay, now this Buddhism, okay, would be flourishing during the Magad period also, or especially during the Mauryan period also, and after the Mauryan period also, especially during the Gupta period. Okay, now the same case is being applied to the Jainism also. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll see or we'll talk about the Jainism. Okay, thank you.